Hey y'all, Lisa Davis here, the trusted banker, and I got good news, or at least for me, it's good news. I talk about the CFPB all the time, and today, excellent, excellent, excellent. We have information that a federal judge issues an order to prohibit massive layoffs, budget cuts at the CFPB pending the ruling on the motion for the preliminary injunction. So I just wanted to talk about this right quick because I'm very happy about this for now. And this looks like, again, the game we're going to be playing. We're going to be in court. We're going to be in court. I feel like Trump is pushing the limits of how the courts are going to handle all of his executive orders and the things that he's trying to put into place to see how far he can go. And even possibly his strategy might be that he wants to be able to get it through the local court or the lower courts, the federal courts, to get it kicked out or get it determined and then take it to the Supreme Court. So, I'm not sure. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because I'm happy to see my CFPB back up and running. So let's talk about this good news because this update came out today. It's a big decision from the federal courts involving the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, also known as the CFPB. A federal judge just issued an order prohibiting mass layoffs and budget cuts at the agency pending a ruling on a motion for a preliminary injunction. And this is a huge relief for hundreds of employees at the CFPB. And it also signals that the court is taking a careful look at legality of recent actions aimed at restructuring or even dismantling the agency. So, in recent weeks, there were growing concerns among CFPB staff after an announcement that over $100 million in contracts were canceled, putting many projects on hold, and scores of workers found themselves in limbo, temporarily barred from performing their duties. So this court order effectively presses pause on any further layoffs or major funding cuts, at least until the judge issues a final ruling, right? So the CFPB found itself in crosshairs with Elon Musk, after he took his stance on the Bureau very, very, very adamantly because he feels like the regulatory agency might be a factor in the things that he wants to do over on X, right? Remember, Musk famously posted on X, on Twitter, RIP to the CFPB, and even went so far as to remove their entire profile from X. And he also went into their database and onto their website. And see, this is why I'm so concerned. I always go back to how concerned I am about how brilliant he is around technology. He went into the CFPB's website and, he made, if you were to go to the cfpb.gov, it would come up a page that said 404 error, page not found. If you've ever surfed the web and you were trying to find something and that web page didn't exist or it was out of date or something, how that big 404 error message comes up. He did that to the CFPB's website, even though they're still up and running. They're still paying the employees. The employees are just not allowed to work. So it's these kind of things, and these are childish things. These are very childish things. And this is another reason it's very concerning to have somebody this childish, this unpredictable, this vengeful, that's getting access to all of this information in the government agencies. So nonetheless, Musk has been very vocal about his campaign against the CFPB. And when the news broke that the CFPB faced massive budget cuts, including the cancellation of all their contracts as a result, it was not good for the employees there and for them to continue their work that's vital for consumers when they have an issue. So I want to bring up this other article. Just remind us how juvenile Elon has been acting. So the CFPB success is why more than 4 out of 5 Americans support the CFPB, including 77% of Republicans. And one of those Republicans is Sheila Barr, the former Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation chair, who pushed back on Musk's call to delete the CFPB, writing, "Since its creation in 2010, this tiny agency has restored the housing market stability. After reckless lending by largely unregulated mortgage brokers brought the U.S. economy to its knees. With a budget of less than 700 million, or about 1%, less than 0.01% of the federal budget, the CFPB has been giving Americans good bang for their buck. Without the CFPB, hardworking families would not have a federal agency solely focused on protecting them from predatory financial firms, or to make sure they are compensated after being mercifully ripped off. Here are a few examples. Again, they cracked down on the junk fees, like excessive overdraft fees. They had just put in a law to bring the overdraft fees down to $5. Not sure if it's going to take now with this administration. They held mega banks accountable, making sure that the CFPB has not been shy about holding the largest financial institutions accountable for their misdeeds. Example, Wells Fargo was ordered to pay $2 billion to the consumers for violations related to consumers losing their vehicles or their homes, as well as violations related to consumer checking and savings account. The CFPB has also gone off of Bank of America and countless others, right? Protecting service members, tackling discrimination in the housing and the U.S. economy, and protecting students from student loan scams. So the CFPB has been very powerful, and they're self-funded. They pull in money from the fines that they issue. So they are self-funded. We have not heard not one, not Musk, not Trump, not Vogt, that has been put over the Federal Reserve, talk about how they have their federal dollar spending has been exorbitant. They bring in money. And what they want to do, what Elon wants to do, is they want to transfer back all the money that the CFPB is holding to do their work within their budget, the 700 million, back to the Federal Reserve. The CFPB is an independent agency. It's not costing taxpayers any dollars. It reports out and it does the work to protect consumers. Again, we have to be leery of Musk, because Musk is trying to get into the fintech business, and I'm going to keep talking about fintech because this is going to be the problem, and this is why we're going to have so many people trying to deregulate or happy about the deregulation when it comes to financial institutions and the financial industry. Fintech is going to be another way for billionaires to create an income source off of everyday people. And that is what Elon Musk wants to do with X. He wants to create a fintech that's going to be able to capitalize on access and funds from users. Upload your credit card, upload your bank account information, get charged for this, get charged for that. And it just makes it easier for him to make money off of X. And so I'm concerned about it. I hope the CFPB doesn't go away. I'm glad the judge halts everything. So the judge halted that they got to bring back the probationary workers. They're asking, the judge is going to group motion for the preliminary injunction, extending her order until the case is concluded. Until the resolution of that motion, Jackson's order, which was based on an agreement of the parties, directs the agency not to delete, destroy, remove, or impair any data or other CFPB records by the Federal Records Act, except as allowed under federal law. She also continued, this means that the defendant shall not delete or remove agency data from any database or information system controlled by or stored on behalf of the CFPB. And in addition, she prohibited the CFPB from terminating any employee except for cause, and ordered the Bureau not to issue any notice of reduction in force to any CFPB employee, meaning that they can't threaten them that we're going to take the buyout, take the layoff, get out of here because we're going to fire. The threatening and the bullying has got to stop for these government workers. And most agency employees currently are on administrative leave. Finally, Jackson is prohibiting the CFPB from returning any money from the Bureau's reserve fund to the Federal Reserve, which is what Elon Musk was trying to push for. Because if he can defund the agency, then the agency goes kaput. So the judge said, nope, not until the case is heard. No monies are going to be sent back to the Federal Reserve. There have been reports that the acting director, Ms. Bolt, has planned to return the funds to the CFPB and not ask for any additional funds for the agency. That could effectively shut down the CFPB since the agency is funded by the Fed. In their suit, the groups alleged that Vogt had instructed agency staff not to perform any work and not to come into the office. Trump did this the last time he was in office, and he weakened the CFPB a lot because they didn't have any work. He didn't have them do the work, and so the agency wasn't as strong, and they came out the gate running when Biden got back into office, and they really were doing the work again. So that is what I'm excited about. I don't know when this case is going to be over, but I'm going to keep following it like all these other things. So my name is Lisa Davis. That's what the update I wanted to give you because I am so excited about that. You're welcome. Thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all, and I will talk to y'all soon. Talk to you later. Bye.